Hi guys, Liz here, aka Isabel Shirin, Liz for Paris Adored, Bondi Babe, and all those other bot-like creatures that I am. Welcome to another Coffee with Isa. Yeah, I know, you're probably saying, it's late today, it's late. Well, the reason it's late is because, well, I never got round to it actually. Normally I try and record these the day before, but because the weekend has been so full for me, I just never got round to it, you know. As their saying goes, reality comes before unreality and all that kind of thing. And I just didn't get a chance to sit down and chat. More so because I have to find my times to chat when there's no one around, because otherwise it's, I don't know, it's kind of awkward to sit here with an audience, you know, of visitors. Yeah, so I've left it today. I've just walked in the door and I'm doing it now. Can I just say, what a bloody fantastic weekend it was. Absolutely bloody fantastic. I got to see my Harry. My Harry marry his Meghan. Do you know what? I mean, I may be Australian and, you know, many Australians are not that really big on the royal family and stuff like that. I am and I'm not. I'm big on this kind of thing. I do love a good romance. I do love a prince and a princess story like the next person, and whenever a royal wedding comes along, I'm so excited. But to be honest, I'm really fond of William and Harry. It's, you know, not like I really know them, but because I was around. I was a person when their mum got married to Charles, and then she gave birth to them, and so I've actually watched them grow up, which has been, it's just really surreal actually, because it makes me feel bloody old now, because I'm like, bugger me. They've grown up into nice young men and they've got themselves women now. That's how I feel. Oh my God, I'm getting old. Jesus Christ. Oh, but anyhow, that's all I'm going to talk. I am just going to talk about the royal wedding today because, frankly, if I could have shoved another video down your throats this weekend, I would have done. There is actually one, and I decided not to make it public because I just thought overkill on royal weddings, Liz, is a bit too much. But frankly, I just could not help myself. So there is one, but it's unlisted for now. Yeah, I know. I'm just, you know, but I thought no, you know, 2 was enough. A Harry at one, and then of course more the real thing. I just nicked snippets because I was so excited. It was just like, oh, I love that bit. But can I just say, it is the most amazing wedding I have ever seen. I think this will go down in history, more so than the other weddings that have been along, I hate to say. And it will go down in history for some really, really obvious things. It broke with that tradition that the royal families always have, you know, the pomp and circumstance and all that. There was a bit of that, but it was so more real. And I think that's got a lot to do with good old Megs. She's absolutely a woman in her own right. I mean, she's not coming into this family with any shyness or anything. She's just in there forthright. I'm a woman, and you know what? I admire her for that. She's also coming into it from a mixed race background, which is such a phenomenal thing. I know it's sad to say that in this day and age, but it is phenomenal for the royal family. It just shows that they finally can take on board that there is equality out there, is racial diversity, blah 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 blah. They're embracing it, and certainly Harry and William are really they're really a good product of their mum's teachings, I have to say, and everything that she stood for. They have really, I don't know, they've just really grown with it, and they've become really independent, really fine young men. My God, I'm sounding old again, but they really are. And I guess that's why I really like the royal family now. Do you know what? I was never really interested in them before, ever. Diana made me interested. But again, I always thought, hang on a minute, it's not Mother Teresa here. And that's my honest opinion. I've always had that opinion, and I'm not afraid to say it. I didn't think she was quite Mother Teresa, but because some real saints out there go unnoticed. But what she did was she brought things to the attention of people, and her sons have maintained that, and they've gone on to carry on doing this kind of thing, and they're so down to earth. And do you know what? I was just in awe on Saturday. I couldn't even watch it on my television. Can I just say this? I couldn't even watch it on my television. I was so excited, and I couldn't do that because I had little Mason here, my grandson, and he was more interested in dinosaurs, and Dougie the dog. So I had to watch that, and I had to sit here on the sofa watching the live feed of the royal wedding on my iPhone. I know, those hours looking at my tiny screen. But you know what? It was still enough. And that moment when she walked down the aisle and when I saw Harry's face, I started crying. It's just like I was as though I was there. And I was sitting here and I was texting Susie Anderton, who does In Well Films. We were texting each other and we were like, can you see her face? I mean, we were seriously. I mean, Victoria Beckham, seriously, that woman needs to plant a smile on her face. I don't care what her situation is. She's rich enough to have increased her smile. And honestly, she looked like she was going to a funeral. There's David, shining and friendly, and then she's walking along. And I sat here and I thought, well, maybe she's super shy. But, after all these years, can you be that super shy? I don't know. But she never ever really engages with people. It's a funny thing. But yeah, and then of course we had George Clooney and his wife. Oh, what a handsome man, yes. I was just like, I was just loving it. Loving checking out the clothes and the hats, loving heckling the outfits. There were some really priceless outfits, seriously. This is what I love about royal weddings, because you see some really stunning outfits and you see some stunning women, and then you see them come out stunning women in these outfits that even your grandmother wouldn't wear. I honestly, there was one girl and she really looked like she was the top of some sort of toilet roll holder, with her flouncy dress, and it was just dire. There was quite a few sights, and men all just look the same. I mean, they just all wear a suit. It's the women. And that's the best thing about a wedding. It's checking out the outfits. Oh, did she wear that? No, she did. Look at that hat. Oh, it's a fascinator. And the thing is, when they're walking down towards the church, they're going down a sort of a gradient hill, and I was watching them tottering along in their heels thinking, right, someone's going to trip over. Come on, someone trip over. But they didn't. Just would love to see it just once, lose the cool and then jump up again. But yeah, and the vicar, Michael Curry. Is he a vicar or is he a bishop? Bishop Curry. That man is my hero. He was just absolutely amazing. He was so captivating. He just had me on the edge of my seat. But then after a while I was sitting there thinking, they need to get married. And he was like off on a tangent, and he was just like, hey, I'm here, center stage, and this is what I'm doing. But I just, the looks on the faces, oh my God, they were so funny. I'm just looking at everybody and their faces and their like bewilderment. But the Queen, she was priceless. She's always just the same. But you know what? It was great, and the choir was great. Everything was just absolutely wonderful about it. It was just so real and so down to earth in a grand way. Yeah, I mean, you've got to say, I mean, it's like for you or I mean, we couldn't possibly get married in this kind of way, but it was down to earth. You felt like you were part of it. It was just, and they were so engaging with everybody, and they just look so cute together. I mean, can I just ramble on about the royal wedding? I'm just going to ramble on about the royal wedding because that's all I've really got to say today, because it's like, I'm just like, yeah. And that was my weekend. So that was Saturday, and then of course I mucked around with my videos on Saturday night. I was like, I've got to do one. So I put my own little one together, and of course it's copyrighted because, you know, it doesn't belong to me. That's fine. And then Sunday was just like, I just couldn't be bothered with the world, actually. I had so much to do at home, and so I tried to get a lot of that done. So I was flitting backwards and forwards between doing things, and it was a gorgeous day, really, a bit overcast, but I was just like, oh no, I've got to get this stuff done. And then all of a sudden I find myself back at work today, and it's the restructure results. So I still have a job, so there is that. There's quite a few people that are currently displaced at the moment, and they are having to reapply for their jobs, but I still have a job. Although it's a job that has changed somewhat, because they've taken away some of our finer responsibilities, so I feel like they're kind of de-skilling us. They've given us some of the responsibilities that I would normally have done, and I've done for like 12 years, to a next level up, which means that next level up is going to struggle, because they've given them too much work, but on top of that, they've dropped their pay grade. So it's kind of like, here, take on more work for less money, guys. So it's just, it's not going to work. We'll try and make it work, because, you know, hey, we're positive people and we try and make things work, but you know, along the road it's not going to work, because you know what, people can only work for so long with the huge workloads and not the money, before they go, you know what, stuff you, and off they go. And that would be a really sad day, because the skills that for the types of jobs we do, they're not easy to come by, to be honest. They're not like you know, general skills, because they're social services clients and that kind of thing. So it, you know, knowledge and skills, it takes a long time to build up some of these skills and this knowledge, but hey, so at least I've still got a job, albeit no pay rise, and yeah, kind of a change. It's still not great, but we will see, you know. That's how it goes. I expect in about a year from now I'll be going under another one. Oh dear. I think let's put a wager on it today, okay? So this time in 2019, okay, if you can write this down in your calendars, I will guarantee you, I'll bet you, I don't know, I'm going to bet, I don't know what to bet. I'll bet you, I don't know, a day trip. I don't know, I'll think of something. But I'll bet you anyhow that at this date in 2019, I suddenly announce we're going to go through a restructure again, because I'm guaranteeing you it's going to happen again, because they can never seem to get it right. But hey, I'll suck it up, as they say, suck it up, buttercup, and just crack on with it. And I'm in remarkably good spirits, considering it kind of sucks, to be honest. It sucks because I've seen colleagues of mine who are now waiting to go through interview process, and we know that a couple of them have got to be lost. So it's not great. It's not great at all. But you know, it's the way it's going these days. It's rubbish. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Other than that, I have just been, you know, heal thyself and all that kind of thing. I've just been trying to do some of my own things. I've been spending more time doing some reading and stuff like that, which I actually do, you know. Don't always sit on a computer. Hard to believe. Although, I have to say, I watched a film last night. I know, unheard of. I actually watched television. I guess I was a bit bored with the computer, and I don't use that word bored ever, but I am at the moment. I'm feeling a bit sort of like, It's some days it's a battle when things aren't working, and the virtual world was not working very well last night. So I just thought, oh, you know, I can't be bothered. And it's kind of like, so I go through cycles like this. So I actually stepped into the TV and I watched this Matt Damon film, and I actually really enjoyed it. I do like Matt Damon, I have to say. So I watched that and played with my cats. I know, yeah, cat lady. That's what they call me. Yeah, I am the cat lady. But aside from that, really, I've got actually no real anything to tell you this week. It's because it's all been consumed with the royal wedding. And as you know, Harriet got excited because of, her Hattie. Hattie, she's lost him. Doesn't matter. We can still admire him from a distance. We can just admire how beautiful a couple they are and how in love they are, which is so lovely. There's been weddings before. I mean, do you know what? I remember when Charles and Diana got married. There was none of that. There was none of the, you didn't sense what you sense now. But then we all know, we've all learnt over the years, it was not perfect at all, by any means. But with the two boys, it's just like, they're just like real people. There's hope for us. Yeah, I could marry a prince, but I don't think there's one old enough for me anymore. I wonder, is Andrew free? Do we think Andrew's free? Although he's not really. Wasn't there another brother? I'm sure there was another brother. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I did see Fergie at the wedding as well. That was quite interesting because she didn't sit with Andrew and the girls, but she was sitting, I mean, she's a bit of the black sheep, she is, old Fergie, but I like old Fergie. She's just like a real woman, full of mistakes. She just bumbles away along, but hey, I do like her. I think she's grand because she's just a representative of a real person, able to make mistakes, and you know what? The old fella still thinks she's good, so I just think, great. Yeah, anyhow, I'm not going to go on anymore about the royal wedding because you probably all had it jammed down your throats for the last couple of days because that's all you see in the press at the moment. And it's all over YouTube. And have you seen, oh my God, have you seen all those memes out there for the bishop? Oh my God, there's some hilarious ones circling on Facebook. Love them. Yeah, apparently I think he's got a book out. I'm going to go and buy it. I am now a Michael Curry fan. That's it. Oh God, when I die, I want him to come and officiate at my funeral. Seriously, I'm just like, I want him to sing at it. If he could possibly sing, I want him to do that as well because I just think do you know what? He could have converted me on Saturday. If he carried on, he would have converted me. He was just so passionate and so. I don't know how many times he said the word love, but I really believed in love at the end of that ceremony. It's just, I could just watch it over and over again. I think when I get off this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch it again because, it just brought a warm tingle to my heart. A warm tingle to my heart. Anyhow, I'm going to cut it short today. I know, shocking. Yeah. But, I actually am hungry and I want to get on with my dinner and stuff like that. So I'm going to say toodaloo for now and I will see you next week. I was just going to say that part of me, I have been talking to a few people about this, about Coffee with Isa, whether I keep it on this channel or not, because the problem with, sort of gaming and virtual world channels is that there doesn't seem to be, no one really does what I do, which is this whole thing that I do every Monday. And I'm thinking that maybe I should put it on a channel of its own, just call it Coffee with Isa, and then remove it away from this channel and just keep this channel for the sort of entertainment thing, and all this real life stuff and that I talk about, move it to another channel. I have thought about that. If you let me, it'd be really helpful if you guys let me know what you think, whether you want me to keep it on this channel or would you think that it would be better off on its own sort of channel on its own, because it's so different from everything else that I do with Harriet and Thelma and sort of odd videos, and if I do part of a challenge or anything, so it's very different from that. So I don't know, let me know what you think, underneath in the comments, or I don't know, email, or hound me in world like you do. Just let me know. Anyhow, right, I was going, now I'm going now. Okay. And as always, if you want to come back, subscribe, hit the bell, you know how it goes. That's apparently what I'm supposed to say, but I keep forgetting to do it. Anyhow, have a nice week. Bye bye.